Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome to a new Blu-ray update. As the title will show, once again, this is a very quick update today, or kind of quick, dealing with two of the big films from last year, two of my favourite films from last year, and some of the kind of heavy hitters that are appearing in a lot of these kind of best of 2011 lists all over the internet, whether it's by, kind of Rolling Stone or, kind of Empire magazine or the like. Certainly a couple that are in my top 10 or 20 films of last year, and without kind of blabbing on too much, they are both the Steelbooks of the excellent Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy starring Gary Oldman and the almost as excellent Drive starring Ryan Gosling. We'll start off with Tinker Tailor first. This is the UK limited edition collector's set Steelbook. We'll crack it open and have a little look inside. This is one of the biggest kind of like surprises for me, certainly for last year. Loved this film. If you haven't seen it, I definitely can recommend this. If you love your kind of spy films and your espionage films, and just a good old-fashioned style film, I think, in amongst all of the kind of transforming robots and overrated vampire love stories, it's good to see that these films are still being made that kind of deal with, kind of important topics and kind of adult themes, if you like. Now this is the movie version, if you like, of a book by John le Carré of the same name, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, a famous kind of spy novel that was again remade into itself remade into a mini-series in the late 70s, probably the very late 70s, maybe early 80s, 79 or 80 I think, starring Alec Guinness, which in itself was excellent. And I really need to pick that up on DVD. I haven't seen that for a long time, but Alec Guinness was kind of really embodied the title character of Smiley, George Smiley, in that series, and Gary Oldman had his work cut out, and for my money, definitely nailed it, and is my pick, I think, for best actor this year at the 2012 I apologise, Oscars. He is my kind of pick for best actor. Great looking Steelbook. A lot of detail in this. Oldman's face is actually made up of all the kind of code and kind of names and things like that, if the camera will pick it up. Comes with one of these kind of slip covers that details all the special features we'll get to in a second. The back artwork has Gary Oldman again, very kind of glossy, as is evident by the kind of the glare there, but kind of the code numbers are all kind of printed across there. Really great artwork. Inside we have, there's a bit of bump relating to the novel, and then some adverts for various bits and pieces, but excellent all the way through. If you can see there, you've got Gary Oldman's face there as the character. 2 discs, the DVD and the Blu-ray. It's a double play feature, or even a triple play possibly. Where's the bit gone? Blu-ray and DVD. I'm not sure if there's a digital copy in there. 2 discs, artwork all the way through, and behind the discs you've got the code again. So really nice release. Glad to see they've kind of gone and paid some attention to this, because they could have just thrown this out in a kind of dodgy little keep case. So it's nice to see they're treating a film of this kind of stature with a nice bit of respect. Great film. I won't talk about it too much, because part of the joy of this film and this story itself is kind of unravelling the mystery. So I'd kind of highly recommend you go pick this up or try and watch it. You don't have to pick this release up, but it's a film by Thomas Alfredson, who also directed Let the Right One In, the original Swedish version, was it, of the film that was subsequently made into Let Me In. It was the original of that. Definitely worth picking up. Great film. Special features wise on this, ladies and gents, you've got a commentary with Gary Oldman and the director, which should be a great listen. An interview with the original author, John le Carré, and plenty of bits and pieces. There's a lot of featurettes and interviews around the film. Really great cast on this as well, everybody. This the back of the case kind of says an acting masterclass from talent including Gary Oldman, Colin Firth, Tom Hardy, Mark Strong, amongst others. So a real good old-fashioned kind of spy thriller with some awesome performances, including the title one by Gary Oldman himself. So absolutely worth picking up, guys. And like you can see here, a great release for a great film, so that's always nice to see as well. Right, motoring on, if you like, we've got Ryan Gosling in Drive. I'm not going to try and butcher the director's name too much. It's Nicholas Winding Wren, I think, I'm not sure. I've butchered that beyond belief probably, so you can tell me in the comments if I've done so. Again, I think this is a HMV exclusive steelbook, this, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. I know the French have also got a steelbook of this that's got slightly different cover art, or very different cover art I should say. And I think this is the HMV exclusive one that I picked up. Really kind of minimalist style artwork. It's got like a matte finish with the glossy title and Ryan Gosling there on the front, looking all suave in his jacket. This has one of those kind of pull out cardboard sleeves that I prefer to the kind of the sticky bits and pieces. So you've got Gosling there with his car, really really cool, and the back, awesome, of him kind of like looking out over the city. There's his kind of now iconic jacket with the gold scorpion on the back, really really cool. And yeah, with it being HMV exclusive, you've got the artwork on the disc but no artwork inside, if that kind of thing interests you. Great film, but not a film that I enjoyed as much as everybody else did. This for me is it's not the same film, but it reminds me of The Social Network in my kind of attitude towards it, where I remember when The Social Network came out a year or two ago, it was on all these best of the year lists, and everybody was raving about it, and I love The Social Network, I thought it was great, but I just couldn't get it as excited about that film as everybody else seemed to do, and everybody else was putting it on the top of all these lists. And I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was that great. You know, I saw it at the cinema, and I saw it a couple of times on Blu-ray and things, and I enjoy it. It's something I'll revisit, but I think, you know, in the same way that this has become, has grown into the, kind of developed the reputation that it has, if you like. I see this on so many best of lists, and it's a great film, and I'm kind of, you know, I commend it for being the film it is. It's a very kind of stripped down. It's got an 80s kind of look to it, but it's very 70s, 80s. It reminds me of a film called Point Blank, starring Lee Marvin, like a revenge thriller. And it also reminds me very much of a Steven Soderbergh film called The Limey, which is a kind of underrated, little-known Steven Soderbergh film, starring Terence Stamp, where he goes on a kind of rampage of revenge, if you like. And it's a very stripped-down kind of story, this, and I think that's probably one of the great things about it. Again, like I touched on earlier on, in a year where you know, robots are transforming into cars and backwards and forwards, and there's explosions and buildings are falling over, and you know, kind of underwear models are saving the world and things like that. It's good to see something that's like this. Very very violent in parts, although not as violent as you might have read. You know, I kind of read about insane violence. Yeah, there's some kind of dodgy moments, but nothing outrageous. Gosling is excellent in this. He's got that very kind of, he reminds me of Steve McQueen a lot in this. You know, the Steve McQueen of The Getaway and Bullet. He's got that very kind of understated, almost underacting, you know, like, but really really great. There's also there's another actor in this who got robbed, I think, for the Oscars, and I forget his name, and I apologise. I've been talking that much rubbish to you all that I don't know. You'll tell me in the is it Albert Brooks? Albert Brooks, just remembered. He was excellent in this as well, and I think has he been robbed or something of the best supporting actor? And I think this is a kind of film that people have complained about as well, because it didn't get nominated for the best film. And you know, I think there's quite a few other films that did, that possibly, you know, maybe didn't deserve it as much. You know, who can tell? But great film, great steelbook. Obviously, if you're into your artwork and things like that inside, there isn't any of that, but looks great. You can pick this up fairly cheap as well off HMV. I think I paid $12.99 for it, which is great. But yeah, great kind of understated revenge thriller. Also starring, is it Carey Mulligan? God, my memory's horrendous today. Yeah, and Christina Hendricks and Ron Perlman. Christina Hendricks, who I really love in Mad Men, who looks amazing. You know, in Mad Men, they really gritted her up in this and made her look like a bit of a kind of, not a hobo, but you know, she's certainly not as glamorous as she is walking around those offices in Mad Men. But you know, great film, definitely worth picking up. These two, you know, they really are two great films, and they are a kind of testament and a kind of real good sign that this kind of cinema is still made these days, in amongst all the kind of special effects tentpole movies. And I love all those movies. You know, I've got a soft spot for kind of some of the Transformers movies, and I love the kind of Marvel Avengers whole thing that's going on at the moment. And I like a blockbuster as much as anyone, but it's great sometimes to sit down and watch some like quality actors and a great story. So, and I would definitely say that, you know, these two titles fall under that banner. Incidentally, that I've just noticed, if you're into your kind of steelbooks and things like that, the detail on this is amazing. You know, it's got the numbers and things. The light's pretty bad, but make up this. But that kind of detailing goes right round to the side. The camera's probably never going to pick that up, but really, really great. So if you're into your kind of steelbooks, this is one to pick up. This also comes out in a big set. I'm not sure if it's an exclusive to any particular website. It might be play.com, but I've seen a set where it comes in like a big book edition. So the people who are into the box sets and your kind of big collector's editions and stuff like that might want to take a look at that before ordering this. But I'll just quickly show you guys. These are 2 new releases. These came this morning for me in the post, and I think are released possibly Monday. I think they're both released on the 30th, but HMV are always nice enough whenever you pre-order anything to send it out a couple of days early, and kind of certainly before the weekend. So I'm going to get involved in watching these over the weekend. And that's it, guys. Just thought I'd quickly show you those 2 new titles. 2 great films there for you to check out. It's Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy and Drive. 2 of the best titles of last year and 2 of the kind of nicest new releases of this year. So 2012 shaping up to be pretty cool. Right, I'll let you all go and everybody can get on with their lives. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Thanks for rating, commenting and subscribing. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.